over the past couple years that the Bronco has came back out, it has really become Ford's flagship model, and for good reason, seeing as that this car is capable of just about any situation you do put it through. But we're here to specifically talk about this 2023 Heritage Limited Series Bronco, finished in this gorgeous robin's egg blue, and it's got these amazing white accents all over it. But not to hold you guys up any longer, my name is Trent, and you're watching God and X. Now, personally, just my opinion, I think this is the best color for this car, and I do love the Heritage Limited Series edition of the Bronco. It just looks great. It gives it that resemblance of the Bronco of the past generations, and I think just Ford excelled in that spot, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. You see other cars like the Chevy Blazer, it doesn't look like the Blazers of the past time, so Ford really knocked it out of the park with this car. But looking here at the front of the car, you see it's got these white accents that really accentuate the the robin's egg blue color. Personally, I really love the Ford logo being in red. It's just another highlight that really stands out. The front of this car just looks amazing. You got these little handles right here. They're used for off-roading, stuff like that. You got these tow hooks right here in case you need to pull somebody out or you need to be pulled out. Another thing I do love about the front end of this car, I do love these headlights. Again, they give it that throwback feel to the previous generations of like the 60s to the 80s Broncos as well. Just Ford did an excellent job with this car, and I will say, compared to, again, like the Blazer and the Jeep, I will say this is my favorite looking car in this category. Another impressive feature about this car is that it does come with a 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost engine, and yes, it's not a V8, but it's a V6. It does plenty of what you need, and it is an EcoBoost. And honestly, you want an EcoBoost in a car like this because it'll give you like better gas mileage. And let's be honest, this thing's not meant for aerodynamics. You're literally driving a box, so don't expect to get great gas mileage. But that's what the EcoBoost is for. It's help that out, give you a bit longer distance and range between filling up your gas tank. So I think this is a great engine for this car. Even the Raptor doesn't even come with a V8. So a V6, the top of the line size engine-wise that you can get for the car like this. So I think Ford did a great job. I like that they put the V6 and not an inline 4 or anything like that. Overall, I think it's just a great size for the car. Here on the side of the car, again, like I said, this car is a box. Don't expect anything crazy, but there's a lot of small details, and that's what really matters on a car like this. You get the old school Bronco badge. Looks great. I love that badge. You get more accents across the entire side of the car. You got the white pinstripe. It goes along well with the grille. You got these 17-inch wheels, very throwback style. It looks a little bit older, something you'd see from the 80s and stuff like that. And the top is also finished in that white color, which really gives that a great contrast for this robin's egg blue. Overall, I mean, it looks great. It feels great. I don't personally like the plastic on the wheel wells. I would have gone a different route with that, but I'm not one of the executives at Ford. I don't get to decide on the design choices. But I still think they did a great job on this car. Everything feels great. It's sturdy. I love the step right here as well. It makes it a lot easier getting into the car, especially if you're a little bit shorter. But like I said, don't expect too much from the side of the car. That's not the selling point of this car. The selling point is the driving and all the other things you'll see across the front, back, rear side, and mainly the interior. Now moving here into the back, I did take a walk around with this car before, and I did know some pretty cool features in my personal opinion. And one of my favorite things is right here where the license plate goes. It does say Bronco and does say established 1966. Now, you're not going to see that when you do have your plate on, but just another cool little hidden feature about this car, which I really like. But back here, you also get a full-size spare tire, which is perfect. It's also the same rim that you see on all 4 tires right here, so you're not going to have those donuts and those ugly wheels that you see some of these cars be driving around with. You do get the extra, brake light right up here, which is a necessity here in the United States. But I mean, the back here, it's nothing too crazy. You got the handle right here, which will open it up. You can also open up the glass top. Makes it pretty easily accessible, but just having the 2-way doors makes it really easy to open up and grab smaller items if you have those. But there's not too much back here. You've got the tow hook as well in case you do need to pull somebody out as well. Now here in the interior of this Bronco is where you'll see all the highlights, all the accents. Ford really outdid themselves with the interior. They did this part right here, which is one of my favorite parts. It looks a lot like the grille. It's finished in this white, and it's got the red trim where it says Bronco right there. Really reminiscent of the front end of this car. But in here you've got all these auxiliary switches up here, for whatever necessities you need. And I just noticed right here, but they do have all the different buttons for any, driving styles you need. You got the rear and front diff locks right here. You can also turn off your traction control and everything like that. You got your hazard lights up there. Honestly, the interior of this car just looks great. These seats are beautiful. They're perforated plaid. It's kind of hard to see the plaid on it, but trust me, it is plaid. And I do like the brown interior that goes with this car. A couple other things I really do like about this car is it's got a 12-inch infotainment display. It's all touchscreen. You got your maps, audio, all the basic apps you would see today, but it looks great. It's very bright, and the gauge cluster is also digital. It looks exactly the same as the infotainment system. Very similar style choices coming across to here. And just some more features. You got the Bronco badges everywhere. You got the horse on the steering wheel. You got the horse on the gear selector. It says Bronco on these handles right here on the side. Just overall, you get in this car and you know you're driving a Bronco. There's no doubt about it. So personally, overall choice, I would take the interior of this car over the Jeep any day. And I would just take the driving experience of this car over a Jeep any day. So now that I'm actually driving this car, it just confirms everything I basically said about the car before. It's super smooth, it's nice. I really like the interior of this car, I like everything about this car, but from the driving experience, it's actually pretty responsive. It sounds really good for an EcoBoost V6. It sounds amazing. Picks up speed real fast, and even there's the steering response it's way more responsive than Jeeps. Jeeps have a little bit of a lag, which I really don't like. So this one, as soon as I turn the steering wheel, you can feel it. It's going to the side. Car does have a little bit of body roll, just because of the higher center of gravity, but that's to be expected on a car like this. But overall, it feels smooth. It's exactly what I expect from a daily commuter SUV like this. Everything's pretty easily accessible in here. I can easily access the whole touchscreen. I can read it very easily. It's got everything's really big on the touchscreen right there. But overall, I'm very happy with everything on this car, especially interior. I love how it drives. I love the response. I could definitely see myself driving this every day. So there you guys have it. That's our little review on this 2023 Heritage Limited Series Edition Bronco. Personally, I really like this car. If I needed a car for off-roading and I'm not getting a truck, this would be my first choice right here. The Bronco is just a very unique car. There's so much you can do to it across all the different trim levels. You can really make a car like this your own by all the personal customizations you can do to it. This is a small class of cars where I think the Bronco really excels. I think it tops all the other competitors, such as the Jeeps. I guess you could say the Blazers and stuff like that. But I think Ford they knew what they were doing with this car, and they knew the exact audience they were trying to sell to. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Let us know what you guys think about the Bronco overall, and let us know what you guys think about this specific Bronco and whether or not you guys would take this as well. If you guys do want to see more videos like this, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.